welcome back to another tier list video. In this video, we're going to continue the Lord of the Rings vibe and stay in the world of Middle-earth. I'm going to go through this list and make a tier list of all of the best moments of Lord of the Rings. I think that all of the moments in Lord of the Rings are absolutely freaking amazing, so I don't think there's going to be any of them that are going to put in a bad tier, but I'm sure there are some that I will enjoy more than others. So I organized all the thumbnails, and it seems like there's more Fellowship and Return of the King stuff than anything else, but there is a decent amount of Two Towers stuff. I also changed a couple of these names. I changed it to pretty good and I think it's a better representation of what I'm going for in this list, and I think now we're good to start. I'm going to be doing a lot of quoting in this video, and it's going to show. You're going to see the highest level of my nerd and geeking out in this video, and yeah, this will be the decider whether people are going to continue watching my videos or not. First one we got here is the beginning scenes, the prologue of Lord of the Rings, and the battle of the last alliance that we get to see. And as we can see from this thumbnail, this is where Sauron gets defeated by Isildur. We can see he's reaching in to get that ring on his hand, and then you see Isildur goes, yeah! And he slashes Sauron and he explodes. And then Sauron's soul kind of just retreats back into the south or into the east. From here, we see everything happen, and that whole beginning scene is the forging of the Rings of Power leading up to the last alliance, and I think that is a fantastic, one of the best openings to any movie series I've ever seen. It's amazing, and it looks incredible. Then we move to Frodo and Gandalf. Gandalf just arrives to the Shire, and then you see Frodo running through the woods, and he stops and goes, "You're late. The wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to." And they laugh and they cackle and they go on their ride. I think that's pretty good. It's good. It's fun. It's like, wow, we're getting into that vibe of the Shire. Such beautiful artwork that they did in the Shire, and it looks amazing, very peaceful, and it's just wonderful. Then we have Bilbo, also pretty good. This is his 111th birthday, and this is where he disappears. I think this was a great scene. He's like, "I regret to inform you, this is the end. I'm going now, and I bid you all a very fond farewell." And then, that's the first time anyone has ever seen what the ring can do. The first time we see the ring, we see it on Sauron's hand, and we can see that he is just demolishing men, just whipping them into midair. But this, just a little hobbit. First time we ever see hobbits, and that he just disappears. I'm like, whoa! Where'd he go? And then we see him walk away. Gandalf's kind of like, what the heck? And then he walks back to Bag End. He starts laughing. He flicks the ring. Love that scene. Love the whole Shire beginning of the Fellowship. And in that whole scene, Bilbo ends up leaving, and then we end up getting to the Nazgul being released. They have found out that the ring is in play. I think that was pretty good. I love that they're all 9 of the Nazgul and the ring wraiths are out to find this ring and do the bidding of Sauron and take it back. Then we get to Frodo and Sam leaving the Shire. That one also pretty good. Sam stops and he goes, "What's wrong? If I take one more step, this is the farthest way from home I'll ever be." And it's great. And then we hear Bilbo's, "It's a dangerous road, Frodo, going out your door." I love that whole quote. That whole quote is one of my favorite in the entire movies. And then that's it. This is the beginning of their treacherous, long, and brutal journey that they're going to experience. It's going to be the worst for them out of anyone, because he's carrying the ring. He's the ring bearer. He's carrying this full weight of evil around his neck the whole time. There are arguments that he could have just stuck that sucker in his pocket, but for the sake of the movie and getting to see what a burden it was to hold the ring, as Galadriel has that conversation with him, even in Lothlorien, I am also a ring bearer, and it takes its toll. This is the beginning of their journey, and it's the most peaceful part of it. And then eventually, they meet up with Merry and Pippin, and they experience their first interaction with a ring wraith. So yeah, the ring wraith comes up, and it's that creepy scene where you see all the centipedes and spiders crawling around on their feet. And this is the first time Frodo is tempted to put on the ring. And it's like this something he can't control, this lure to put this ring on. Sam stops him. I think Mary throws some cabbage, and then the ring wraith goes away. Then we get to the prancing pony as we continue. And then somewhere in between here, we see Gandalf and Saruman battle. One of the coolest duels. Gandalf the Grey goes to seek counsel with Saruman the White, and he's trying to figure out what to do with Frodo and what to do with the One Ring, more importantly. And then he's finally realizing, Saruman's not good anymore. He wants the ring. He wants to join Sauron, but he wants basically power for himself. And he's turned to the dark side. He's evil now. He's not going to be helpful. And then they have this awesome scrap with these staffs. And the magic they use and the music in the background. Such a gripping scene between these two wizards. Love it. Then we skip over Prancing Pony. Strider, Aragorn is introduced, and then we get to Weathertop. I'm going to put that at amazing. I think it's a really cool scene. It's the first time we see all of these Nazgul battling with Aragorn. This is the first time Viggo Mortensen showed up on set and did some sword fight, and he did it flawlessly. Aragorn battles the ring wraith. He kind of wards them off. He's never going to kill them, but he definitely makes them retreat, and he throws torches in their face. The Witch King in this scene stabs Frodo, and it's brutal. The scream that Elijah Wood just yells out, it's just, oh man, it's bad. Finally, they're going through the woods trying to get him to safety, and then Arwen shows up, takes him on the horse, and trucks it for Rivendell. The Nazgul follow, and this is a pretty good scene. I think it's more than pretty good, but it's really good. This is the scene where she crosses the little ravine, and the Nazgul show up, and give up, halfling, she-elf. If you want him, come and claim him. And then she uses her elven magic and makes the water just tumble down and wash the Nazgul away. Of course, they didn't die, but there's an argument made. Honestly, I don't know if the argument's been had, but it was possible that she could have killed them all. I mean, she's a woman, and only women wield the power to kill ringwraiths, or at least the Witch King. And it was only water magic, but she washed them away. And then we're gonna skip ahead, and we get to the Council of Elrond. Amazing scene. Arguably, maybe my favorite scene out of the entire Fellowship movie. We have men, we have wizards, we have a hobbit, we have elves and dwarves, all gathered around in one council to decide what to do with the One Ring. And it all lies on their decision because they are the people who live in Middle-earth. So it's their decision what to do with this one powerful ring that could annihilate their entire livelihood if not handled correctly. Boromir tries to figure out what he wants to do with the ring. He goes, why not use this ring? You know, it's like, and Gandalf, and he does his like dark magic, and Elrond's like, why did you do that? And then Gimli, good old Gimli, the tank that he is, just gets his axe and boom, knocks him on his butt. Then they all argue, and the ring is starting to do what it's meant to do, which is to cause conflict. And you see it between this council. And then Frodo steps up and goes, I will take it. I will take the ring to Mordor, but I do not know the way. And then Gandalf says, you will not be going alone. You go to the fate of us all, little one. You have my sword. You have my bow. And my axe. Sam comes out of the bushes. He's not going to let Frodo go alone. Then Elrond goes, the 9 companions. So be it. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring. Great. Where are we going? And in the DVD copy, that's where the first half of Fellowship ends. Then we enter the second half of the Fellowship. And we go through the journey, and they go through the Misty Mountains, attacked by Saruman's magic by making an avalanche start. And they go to Moria. Go to the mines of Moria. My cousin Balin will give us a warm welcome. So then that scene, then we come to the scene where the troll and all the goblins are going to kill them all. They ward them off pretty well, and this troll stabs Frodo right in the gut. That scene, I'm going to put at pretty good. It's better than pretty good. I'm not going to add tears at this point. And that scene is crazy. And the first time I saw that, I was like, holy crap. Frodo just got gutted that early on. Didn't last very long. And then you find out he has the mithril vest. And Bilbo gave that to him back in Rivendell. And then Gimli goes, that was a kingly gift. Yeah, it was, dude. Saves his life more than once. Then we get to the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Balrog of Morgoth shows up. This scene is amazing. Such a good scene. Oh, it's good. It's better than amazing. But if we're going off what that title says, and we're going off of the word goosebumps, I don't get goosebumps when I see that scene. But that scene is insane. And that's the first time we see Gandalf use magic against anything. And he doesn't really use magic against anything else. He turns on a light on his staff, but he just... And this is what starts the large battle between the Balrogs. You shall not pass! The most epic line in almost all of cinema. And then Balrog falls, cracks his whip, rips Gandalf off, and then Frodo's screaming, and then Gandalf goes, fly, you fools! They run, and they go. And we don't see Gandalf again until the beginning of Two Towers, where he's fighting the Balrog, and he ends up killing and winning. They retreat to Lothlorien. That whole scene transpires in the Fellowship, and we go ahead to Agornath. I think that's right. People can leave me in the comments, all the Lord of the Rings nerds. Explain to me how you say this word here. Agornath, I think? I don't remember. This is a pretty good scene. I think it's a beautiful picture of these two statues. I mean, they're huge. I mean, look at the scale of them and their boats, and then how tall those statues are. Beautiful, beautiful scene. And this is 2001 when this movie came out, and this is how good their graphics were. It was amazing. Then they go to the shore, and there's a battle with all of these orcs. They're trying to fight the halflings. This is where all of the Fellowship kind of like splits apart, and then this is also where Boromir takes many arrows to the gut and the chest. And that I'm gonna put at amazing. Still, I don't get goosebumps. It does upset me. It's sad. I think it is amazing acting for Sean Bean and Viggo Mortensen in this scene, and it is done so well. I would have followed you, my brother, my captain, my king. And then he dies, and it's like, oh no, man. Then after Boromir dies, I believe it's after or before, could be wrong, I should know better than by now, Sam is not letting Frodo leave alone. This is going to be the first scene I'm going to put at Goosebumps, because, oh man, I'm feeling it now. Sam is running into the water. Mr. Frodo! Frodo! Stop, Sam. I'm going to Mordor alone. Of course you are. And I'm coming with you. And he's going through the water. Stop! You can't swim! And then he starts sinking. Good old Sam just starts sinking down to the bottom. And of course, we all the big Lord of the Rings fans, we know what happens in this scene, behind the scenes. This is where Sean Astin cuts his foot open, wide open. Woo! And he had to get helicopter out of there. Awesome. Back to Lord of the Rings. Finally, he's sinking down, and you're thinking, wow, Sam couldn't make it. And then Frodo reaches in, grabs him, pulls him out, and they're crying. He goes, don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. I don't mean to. Oh, man. Such an emotional scene. And you realize that he's going to protect Frodo no matter what. Anything that comes their way, he's never going to let him down. And there's a couple times where he could have been there a little more and not fall for Gollum's schemes. But, you know, he did it. And then that right here, this collection right here, is the Fellowship of the Ring. So much fun. Absolutely love it.